2 hours at Horton, and the first one 33.2. Lovely.
So it's May 31st 2018, and this is my first ever video update from Horton Church Lake. I actually got down here yesterday on Wednesday, and got down here about 3 o'clock, had a walk around the lake 2-3 times. Everyone's fishing down the other end of the lake in the shallow water. I think there was 8 anglers on fishing down that end, and I've come into this swim which is called the slope swim, and yeah, got the rods out about 7. Would you believe it, at 8:30 the left hand rod ripped off. After a 10-minute battle I landed my first Horton carp, 33.2 £. I've got some footage, although it got dark so the footage isn't the best. I forgot my tripod as well, so I didn't get a great angle on the video camera. But yeah, first few hours here and off the mark on Church Lake. Quiet night, few liners, but what's happened today is the wind has completely switched around. So it's now blowing into this, which is called Dog Bay. Rods are about 40-50 yards out. And yeah, we're going to see what's happened. I'm going to quickly reel in a minute, go get some supplies from the hut, and then get the rods out about 3:30 again. And we'll keep you on the update.
So this is the slope swim. This is where I parked up yesterday, where I had my first fish. The wind's blowing really nicely down here now. Hopefully the fish start to move on it, we'll see. It's Thursday now, so I'm thinking it might get busy tomorrow with this weather. There's no one opposite me at the moment. See if it stays that way. But it does look good. Here you go, lads. This is the lodge. Check out the pictures on the wall. You just see this place is just steeped in history. It's crazy. I'm just looking at the wall here of all the fish. Fucking pucker, mate. All the anglers that have been on this lake is crazy. Pucker. Oh, simply cheese sauce, Italian sausage and ham tortellini. Lovely. Right, back to the swim, rods out.
Thursday afternoon, it's just gone 4 o'clock. Yeah, the winds kept going down there. I'd just been up the lodge, got showered and changed. As I got back down, I've seen quite a few more fish in this area. One's just rolled over my right hand rod. So we'll see what happens. I was actually stood in the swim next door, which is called the Dip. And as I'm stood there, mid-40 mirror just swims past me casually, followed by a mid-20 mirror. So they're obviously coming in on the wind. I don't know if they're here in numbers, but it's nice to see that there's fish around. Like anything, I don't want to be overconfident. So I'm going to leave the rods out sort of 9 o'clock, then redo them for the night. We'll see what the future holds.
This is dinner tonight. We have got cheese and ham tortellini with cheese sauce and grated cheese and a nice glass of vino. Ah, simple, lovely. Friday morning, it's just gone 8 AM. Nothing to report. Quiet night for me. Had a couple of liners, but nothing substantial. Didn't see or hear anything. The guy opposite's just packed up and left, so got the bait myself, which is nice. And we'll see what the morning brings. It's meant to be raining later, so weather looks alright. To be continued. Friday morning, and the right hand rod just ripped off around 10 AM. And this was the result, 32.10 common. That's a PB UK common for me. I'm absolutely blown away, I'm actually lost for words. What an absolutely stunning carp. Thank you. Let's get the back. Friday afternoon, just gone midday. Little update, as you saw in the video, just had a common 3210, I believe is Springgate's common. That was taken on the right hand rod, cast out towards some fizzers that I saw in the middle. I'm kind of lost for words, to be honest. I wasn't expecting to get one fish, let alone two, and both being 30s, so absolutely over the moon. Just got the rods back out, and we're going to see what happens. Continued. So this is the dip swim. Just see a mid 40 common, literally just there yesterday. Scoot past. And this is Dog Bay. So it's just gone 8 PM on Friday night. We're nearly at the end of the first 3-day trip on Horton. Haven't seen much this afternoon. It's gone very, very quiet. Someone's moved into my right in the dip swim, and also we've got two people opposite in the gate swim and in shoulder swim. Haven't seen anything lump out. We've seen quite a few fish today cruising the surface with the warm weather we've had, and a couple of fish in the margins, but unfortunately not in my margin. It is looking alright for a bite tonight. I don't know with the additional pressure whether we'll have one. But I'm going to reel in a sec, go to the hut, lodge rather, and get some water, get some supplies, and then put the rods out for the night. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, there's the fingers crossed, that we'll have a video update for you later, and hopefully a fish on the bank. Saturday morning, just gone 10 AM. Very quiet last night, nothing to report, as you'd expect. I think I was being a bit greedy when I thought I might have another one. But no, very, very quiet, no liners, nothing. Woke up to clouds this morning, and the sun is now starting to break through, which is nice. So got probably another 2 hours, and then I'm going to reel in, and then the long pack down, straight to drop all the gear off, and then over to Gatwick Airport for the 7-hour flight home. Fuck my life. So if you're watching this and you live in the UK and you get to go fishing and it only takes you half an hour to get home and sorted, feel for me, 12 hours door to door the time I pack up to the time I get home. In fact, tonight I'm gonna be flying at 9:45, get in at 7 AM and straight into the office for a day's work. Fucking hell. But I'm living on the vibes of having caught 2 fish, so I'm sure it will be alright. Anyway, I'll try and do a little bit of an update later if I get time, but until then, from what is the amazing Horton Church Lake, over and out. It's Tuesday morning, 24th of July, and I'm back at Horton. Got down around about 9 o'clock, 9:30 last night, back in the slope swim where I was before. Didn't get the rods out till about midnight. Weeds definitely come up in the last 2 months from when I was last here. Actually had really had a tough time trying to get a drop on the second rod. But yeah, nothing happened during the night, as you can see. Just woke up. Fish are starting to show on the opposite bank in front of, I think it's called the shoulder swim, in between. So I was hoping to try and get a couple on film. But yeah, down there for another 4 nights till Saturday. Hasn't been fishing easy from what I can see, so just going to try and see if I can create a chance or two for myself, and if I'm lucky enough to have one on the bank, get it on film. There you go, see one opposite now, just rolled over there to the left. Looks great, loving life, beautiful place, this place. Right, to be continued. Tuesday evening, just gone 8:30 now, just redone the rods for the night. Left hand rod has gone 9.2 wraps, slightly right of where the lookout swim is to your left, and then the right hand rod has gone towards the gate swim, but there's like a wooden, I don't know, wooden boards to the left of it. You see the indentation at the tree at the top, so that's going to get 9.2 wraps. The right hand rod didn't go down with as much as a drop. It didn't go down with, a thump. The left hand did, kind of went down with a soft landing. I think there's a little bit of Canadian on the bottom, but I did it the first time and wasn't happy with it because I didn't feel a drop. Reeled it in and the presentation was fine, just a little bit of Canadian, so it's just landed on something soft. On that rod I got a little bit longer chod section on my flick rig. It's sort of 2.5 inches rather than a single inch, so if it is sitting on a Canadian, it sits proud. And yeah, baited up really tightly, sort of 30 baits over each rod. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Apparently a lot of fish are coming out the margins, so I'm going to have a rethink tomorrow if I don't have anything. Got my new 18-metre chorus baiting pole. May go on a bit of a hunt, see if I can find a swimmer with some nice margins. The top rod on here called Simon, who's had 52 fishies in Weedy Bay, so I might go in there tomorrow when he leaves. I think he's leaving, because there were fish in there and it's a nice little margin swim, so I think that might be my plan of attack for tomorrow if he does move. But we shall see. To be continued. Fingers crossed for tonight. Let's hope the carpy gods are looking down on me. Over and out. Wednesday morning, it's now just gone 7:30, and the sad news is that I've just lost my first bite of the trip. The right hand rod was just stood there, bobbin pulled up out the clip and then into a 1-toner, hit into the fish, weeded me up straight away, held it for sort of a minute and a half, and then it came free of the weed and kicked. Kiting on the tight line, it went towards the left hand rod, and then just come in centre, kiting a bit to the right, taking a bit of line, and on a tight line the hook just popped. I can't explain it any other way, to be honest. The hook came back sharp, the rig was fine, just one of those things. But to say I'm gutted, I think devastated is the word. I'm absolutely devastated right now, because bites are at a premium at the moment, and I could really have done with landing that. It would have made the rest of the 3 nights just so much more relaxing having had one. I don't know really what to say now. I'm pretty sick to my stomach, to be honest. I've got the rod back out, 9.2 wraps. This time it went down with a proper bang, so I'm happy with the spot. I just put another 20 baits or so around it, and we'll see. I was planning on moving to Weedy Bay or Salt Circle today if they were free, but that's just thrown a spanner in the works, because I've had a bite and it doesn't appear anyone else has, and the wind's starting to push down this end. So I'm kind of lost for words at the moment. Don't know really what I'm saying. I just want to collect my thoughts and we'll work out a plan of attack. But yeah, good to get a bite. It's only sickening when you lose it. So, but that's fishing. Morning. Thursday morning. Just got up. It's about 6:30 a.m. Gave myself a bit of a lie-in this morning, albeit by an hour and a half, 2 hours. But got an early night at 9. Nothing to report. Couple of liners in the middle of the night. I think the guy opposite, I think it was Tony Owen, was in the gate last night. I don't know if he had one, but I heard his alarms go sort of 1 in the morning. But I'm not sure whether it was official or not. So yeah, bite time. I've had 2 bites in this swim in the morning, 7:30 and 10:30. There's a little bit of fizzing coming up. Sporadic places around the bay, so fingers crossed. Like yesterday, we get a run in the next hour or 2 hours. I'm gonna start the pack down, ready for the move into Weedy Bay. Just boiling myself a nice cup of coffee, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I'm hoping, really hoping, fingers crossed, we'll have something to show you, or something on film in the next couple of hours. May the force be with you. Lovely. So it's 7:30 p.m. Thursday night. It's now my 4th night of this trip to Horton. I only got till Saturday midday. As you can see, I'm now in Weedy Bay after the move from the slope swim. Obviously lost one yesterday morning out of slope, but one came out of here during the week, and there has been fish in it. Haven't seen much. Saw one roll the other side of the weed bed. Right hand rod is just down the right hand margin on a clear spot next to the cabbage weed, and the left hand rod's just out in front on the edge of the bank of weed. There's like a stringy weed that comes to the surface, so it's just in front of that on a clear patch. Went down with a nice donk, excuse the plane. Sort of 20 baits around each. One on a Ronnie rig on the left hand rod, which is my normal pop up and bit of corn, and the right hand rig is on a IQD rig with a little yellow Dumbo. So fish with a little stick. So slackened right off. Going to keep it nice and quiet, and you know, that's all we can do. Fingers crossed for the carp. Really, really, really hope we have one. And when we do, I'll obviously get it on the update. So until then, it's over from Horton and out from me. Lovely job. Friday morning. Quiet night for me last night, despite the amount of fish that were in front of me. I was up till about 1 in the morning watching them lump out. Unfortunately, we didn't get a take. No pickups. It was all quiet last night for most of the people in the lake. So, yeah, unfortunately, nothing to report. Got a little breeze on the water at the moment, but it's going to be another hot day. So I'm going to try on the surface, see if we can get them going on the surface. I've seen some fish on top of the weed again, sort of milling around in front of me. So I'm going to get some mixers out, see if we can avoid the seagulls and the coots and the swan, and give them a go. I've got the lads, Steve and Jason, popping down in a bit for some breakfast. And yeah, fingers crossed, still got time, see if we can nick one off the top.
Oh, lovely. They've literally just all started coming up, and Pac-Man in all the mixers has been out there for a little while. Is in, lads. He's just had a take off top. They were absolutely troughing, and yes, can't believe it. Yes. Oh, it was only a matter of time. Keeps the mixers going out there, Jace. Still fish taken, isn't there? It's so weedy though, isn't it? That's the trouble. In the weed at the moment. Moving us all. That's alright, that's just a weed, brother. He's still on, there he goes, he's out. Remember, you've got quite a long hook length. We've had him weeded up for about 10 minutes, I'd say. But he's managed to get him through. See if we can get the old Polaroids on here. We are still fish on. There he is. Oh yes. Oh, it's a banger. It's a nice and dark one, isn't it? Don't panic, brother. Just chill. Careful, there's a thing behind you. Yeah! He's only fucking got it in the net! Yes, brother! Yes! Yes!
It's definitely good, but like, I've actually got my name on that bucket. But you put your bucket in the swivel, you should we go and get your gear and go straight in your gear. But eventually your car should be in that place.
Is it playing?
Yeah, recording.
Friday midday, the lads came down to see me and had this off the top. £30 8 on a floater in Weedy Bay. The move paid off. The lads are here. Get in the shot, lads. Hey. What a result.
And that's cold. Yes, Robson. Boom. Boom.
Woo.
So it's now 6 PM on Friday night. One more night to go. Just got the rods back on the spots. We had a bit of a thunderstorm earlier, so just got a little break in the weather just to get the rods out. And yeah, back on the dance floor. Absolutely over the moon to have had buzzer at £30 8 off the top today, which is a new surface court PB for me, especially with having the lads down. I'm literally made up, so tonight I'm gonna have a nice glass of red wine to celebrate, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Saturday morning, it's just gone 8:30 AM. No carp last night. Unfortunately, the weather did change, and as you can see, it's a lot more blustery. We had a rain about 6 AM. Obviously, yesterday we had thunderstorms and temperature really dropped. I'm just kind of gutted that I'm pulling off now because conditions-wise, it looks absolutely perfect for carp. If Carlsberg did carp conditions, this would definitely be it. Plan is I'm going to start a slow pack down, probably have everything away by 11:30. There's more rain coming at 12, and then I'm going to wander around for 3 hours, see if I can get one off the top, maybe even go on the boat pool. So yeah, we'll keep you on the update as per normal. But yeah, been a tough but really good trip this week. Well happy with yesterday's result, having one off the top, but still time left. So we'll see what happens this morning, but it is looking very good for it. To be continued. So here we are, Monday
27th of August. I'm at Horton Church Lake, back on it for another 3 nights. I actually arrived yesterday evening late and plotted up in a swim known as Salt Circle. Had a very unproductive night, didn't see anything, didn't hear anything, and the guy that was fishing in here moved out this afternoon, so I'm now fishing in the lookout. Got the rods out sort of an hour ago. Left hand rod is fished 40 yards towards in between spring gates and the slope. There's sort of a dip in the tree line, and it went down with a relatively firm, drop. And the right hand rod is fished only at 20 yards the other side of the weed in front of me, only in the margins. But a few fish have been coming out from shoulders, which is the swim next door. So in the margins, so I'm thinking if they are moving up and down, I'm hopefully well placed to see if I can intercept them. Rigs are normal, little short troddies, fish with a pop up and a fake bit of pop up corn, like normal. So we'll see what happens. It's looking good for it. It's overcast, and yeah, we'll keep you on the update as per usual. Until then, over and out. Home for the next couple of nights, depending on if I move. This is the lookout swim. You've got quite a lot of space here. I've just gone and got myself one of the new power porters. Simply lovely. Makes moving swims a doddle. Anyway, enough of the waffle. Over and out. Early morning riser. I'm going to just make myself a cup of coffee. Wake myself up because I'm still half asleep, to be honest with you. What a beautiful view this is. May not have had any fish yet, but in terms of the view from this swim, it is pretty awesome. Just get a complete view of the lake. Perfect for, seeing where the fish are showing first thing in the morning. It seems the fish show between sort of 4:30 first light and 7:30 AM, and then it slows down, so you definitely got to be up at an early hour on this lake if you want to get on the fish and see where they are, because as soon as those planes start flying overhead, it's game over. They just kind of stop showing, so yeah, definitely need the coffee. So it is Tuesday 28th of August and I'm back in the slope swim. As you saw this morning, I was over in lookout. Didn't have anything through the night, and everything I saw was either in between this swim and spring gates, next door in front of shoulders, or in Church Bay. So I couldn't move into Church Bay because there's people in there, and this became free. So I'm now moved back into the slope, which is the first ever swim I've fished. I've had 2 out of here and lost 1. So it took me quite a while to get back on the spots. The right hand rod fishing at just over 8 wraps towards the gate swim, and the left hand rod fishing at sort of 9.5 wraps towards the lookout. And yeah, it took me a while to get drops on both rods, probably about 10 casts each. But finally got drops on both, so I'm fairly happy. Put 25 baits around each, and we'll see what happens tonight. I bucketed the shoulder swim, which did 4 fish this today and last night. The guy in there had 1 last night and 3 today, so he's now done 8 fish this week, or 7 fish I think anyway. So yeah, I'll be moving in there tomorrow, depending on what I see tonight. But sorry for the plane going overhead. We'll see what happens. Obviously, if we have anything, we'll get some footage. Fingers crossed. Let's hope the carp gods are looking favourably. To be continued. Wednesday afternoon, 29th August, just gone 3:30, and as you can see, I'm in yet another swim. Moved next door into the dip just for a few hours, moved out of the slope where I had an unproductive night, nothing doing at all. Had fish show in front of this swim, sort of 2.5 rod lengths out. The guy opposite in the gates just had one. The guy next to me in shoulders had 2, and they were also showing next door to my left in spring gate, so pretty much showing everywhere apart from where I was. Anyway, I've moved out the slope. I'm going to stay in here probably for another 3 or so hours, and then I'm moving into shoulders swim. Flick the right hand rod just down under this tree to the right, this overhanging willow, and one just out in front, 2.5 rod lengths where I saw the fish show. Excuse the plane. Struggled to get a drop on the left hand rod, but the right hand rod went down with a nice thump. A little bit of pellet and a couple of boilies over each, worth a few hours, and then we'll move over into shoulders. But fingers crossed. Still one night to go. I'm still holding hope. Really, it's proven a real headbanger this week, but I'm still trying, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so it's just gone 9 o'clock on the Wednesday, and the new 5th swim of the trip, shoulders. Just got the rods out, haven't even got the bivvy up yet, but yeah, fish down to the right. Got one rod straight out towards that tree there, and one towards that tree there at 8 wraps. In front of me, in that V there, it was at 8 wraps where they told me it was a good spot, but there's a snag there, so it's obviously coming a bit closer. So I got snapped up and had to re-rig, but fishing locked up. We'll see what happens, fingers crossed. Right, I've got to get the bivvy up now. Lovely. Just looking out over the shoulders swim. Looks as though it's going to be a beautiful day today. Just had one roll over my right hand rod. So, there's still a chance. It's coming up to 8 o'clock now. Planes are just starting to take off on a more frequent basis. It's just a sign that the day's getting well and truly underway. But if I don't have anything by 11 o'clock, probably put some floaters out. See if we can salvage one off the top to save a blank. We'll see. Okay, so it's just coming up to midday on the Thursday the 30th, and I think, unless something happens in the next hour, I'm going to have to admit defeat. What a headbanger of a 4-night session. Tried everything, tried floaters just now for the last 2 hours, despite getting absolutely mullered by the swarms of seagulls. Yeah, I actually redid the rods at 11 o'clock an hour ago. One came back perfectly clean. I'm pretty sure the other was fishing, so there's no reason why, well, I wasn't tangled anyway, so there was every chance of a bite last night. It just didn't happen. The wind's blowing lovely in here now. You can see it's just blowing into this bay. Nothing else has been out from what I can see. Guy next door in the gate lost one about 11 o'clock last night. But, you know, aside from that, it's been quiet. Look, we've got an hour left, but as you can see, the barrow's all loaded. Just got to put the buzzers and the rods away. I've got the floater rod set up just in case, but yeah, I think this is going to be the last video from this trip. So it's the way life goes, but we live to fight another day. I'm not going to waffle on, but we'll definitely be back, like Arnie says, and we'll see if I can get back in end of September, early October for another 4 or 5 nights. Until then, over and out. So, September 26th, Wednesday. I'm back on Horton. It was meant to be coming down on Friday for 7 or 8 nights, but unfortunately we've had a family bereavement, so I've got a funeral tomorrow, which meant I managed to get down for just a quick overnighter before the funeral tomorrow. Got down about 3 o'clock in a swim known as One Up, fishing left hand rod on a relatively, you know, clean-ish area, 17 wraps towards the steeple, and then fishing a right-hand rod at 15 wraps towards the swim called Scooter. Both got a donk on the way down, although there's a bit of light weed on both spots. Spotted, you know, 5 spots of boilies over each rod. So yeah, apparently this swim's been doing a few fish recently. So we're in with a chance. But what a beautiful evening. Sun just setting. It's been about 17 degrees today. So yeah, really nice weather. Let's see what the night brings. To be continued. So it's 28th of September. Rods out from scooter swim. Got down late last night, didn't get the rods out till about 10 o'clock, so no footage. Quiet night, no fish to report. Did have a couple of liners on my left hand rod, fishing at 18 wraps towards Salt Circle, and then got one rod at 14 wraps towards Weedy Bay. Found a nice little silt gully, just leading around last night. So yeah, it's looking good for it now. It's just gone 11 o'clock. I'm going to reel in a bit, go for a wander, see if I can find any. A couple of fish did lump out to my left down in front of a spindly tree. That's all that we've seen. So we've got 8 nights ahead of me now. Fingers crossed. To be continued. So it's just coming up to 6:30 on Saturday morning, 29th September. And I've just redone the left-hand rod. Because just down there, I don't know if you can see that stick just down there. Well, I've had a fish roll 3-4 times right in front of me. So I just couldn't ignore it. Reeled in one of my rods, the left-hand rod. Just flicked it out on top of it. It went down with a semi-donk. I've just put, I don't know, 10 boilies crushed into halves around it. There's a little bit of fizzing just beyond it. So I probably spooked them off a little bit. But I just hope they come back. So fingers crossed, proper slack line. Let's see what we can get. There's a little bit of fizzing going on out there. So they're in the area. Oh, come on the carp, come on the carp. So it's Saturday morning, just got 9 AM. As you can see, there's a load of fizzing coming up just, I suppose, half a rod length away from my pop-up. So if it's presented, we've still got a good chance. Tuesday, 2nd of October, and this is the first update of the day. It's just gone 3:30 in the afternoon. Lack of video footage because really I don't want to be waffling on too much. Obviously I moved into it yesterday, nothing during the night. I had some fish show around about 20 yards out in front of me this morning, so I moved 2 baits on it. Nothing happened. I've just been down the tackle shop again today, got some essentials, and just spent the last 2 hours spodding out towards the swim in front called the Blank at 21 wraps. I put about 10 kilo of bait, which hasn't been easy because, as you can see, the weather's changed somewhat and we've now got a bit of a wind hacking across the lake. It's a nice warm southwesterly. As a result, people have moved on it and we've now got more anglers on the lake. There's someone fishing Salt Circle and someone in One Up, and Dietz has gone next to me in Phil's dugout, where they were showing just down there towards that yellow tree in the distance, but sort of 40 yards from me here. They were there in numbers this morning. So look, it's the weather's changed and we've seen more fish moving, so could be good for tonight. As always, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, and now it's just a case of trying to save a blank. So praying to the carp gods, going to get everything ready and see how the night goes. To be continued. Right, 1 sec.
Check.
Awesome. Awesome, mate. How'd you feel? 49 and a half.
Achy arms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Fuck you, it's difficult.
49.8, mate. Keep your arms up, come on. There you go, that's it. Hold it there. Shot, mate. Feel the burn.
Yep.
Oh man, they're misty.
I don't know. Really difficult.
Everyone weed hasn't really been out the last couple of years, has it?
Been really, just filming now and here. Just comes up easy anyway, it's near dead. That's in.
Ah, simply lovely. How'd you feel, mate?
Excellent.
Modest.
Like this one again. We had it last time we had it was night time. In fact, Kev was in the ski slope.
Modest Mike here.
He was in the ski slope when I had this, remember? Yeah. So you come down and had dynamite fish just before it.
Some fishing. Whenever you're ready, Dave.
Yep. What was it, 38?
38. Thursday, 4th of October, and yeah, nothing to report. Diggs had Spotty at 49.5 this morning, followed by the PB Common. So right little result for him, but got the rods out early tonight, got them out at 4 PM, spotted 25 baits over the top, and yeah, feeling alright. Lads are coming down tonight to say hello. So a little bit of a social, make up for the lack of fish, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, not too many updates, haven't really got much footage because there's not really much to say. Still on the same spot, still using the same rigs, and as I've been saying, fingers crossed that we get a decent bite tonight and get a fish on the bank. So Saturday 6th of October. It's the last morning. I'm just going to start packing up soon. It's now about 7:30 AM. Nothing last night, but as you can see, the weather is bang on. Proper overcast, low pressure blowing into me. We're going to get rain in a bit. It's just typical that it's been high pressure and sunshine in the last 10 days, because if we'd had weather like this, I think it would have been a different story. Still time left. Fish have been showing near the area, probably about 30-40 yards away from each rod. Not on top of it, but we've still got time. Still keep the fingers crossed, even though it's only 3 hours left, but we'll see what happens. So we'll have a bit of an update a bit later before we leave, but unless we have a carp, so like I say, fingers crossed, and we'll see. Here we are in the blank. First session of 2019. Didn't get much footage yesterday, given all of the rushing around with the draw and getting in a swim and whatnot, but ended up in the blank for the night. Had a pick up this morning at 4:30 on the right hand rod at 17 and a half wraps, straight out towards the tree you see in front with the pronounced top, and nothing on the end. Then had savage liners all morning. Fish were showing on over the left hand rod, which is 16 wraps towards Salt Circle. And yeah, I'm off to Waterside Fishery now in Chesham. I'm going to do a couple of nights down there and then be back here probably Wednesday for another 3 nights. So yeah, only a quick overnighter now, just to get reacquainted with the place. And yeah, we'll see what happens for the rest of the week, but nice to be back, and we'll see what happens later. Lovely job.
Shallows in Dog Bay. Just sunning themselves though. See what the weather's doing for the rest of the week. If it stays warm, this could be a good shout. One of the big girls. They're in this corner, man. I think this is where I'll be setting up. Simply. That is a decent fish. Sun width on it. It's a lovely, it's definitely 40, man. Right, this is where I'll be fishing. Lovely. The wood carving. Get us going outside again. You'll see the line of scales. Come on, babe. She just swam right under my feet. Awesome. So, Wednesday 17th of April 2019, and join me for my first proper trip on Horton. I did a quick overnighter on the opening day of the season on Saturday night, and then pulled off early to go join some friends at another fishery called Waterside. Didn't have anything there, 8 of us on the big lake, none of us caught, so it seems all of the lakes around the area have been fishing tough with the weather we've had. But arrived today about 1 PM, only 8 anglers on, no one down in Dog Bay. Happened to see the wood carving sun it itself on the surface, so I got a bit of footage of that, and that made my mind up for me. Was initially going to go in captors, but decided I'll go to the slope considering I know it. Only problem being is that everything has changed. That right hand rod where there's a hump, hard to get a drop there. So I spent 2.5 hours today with a castable weed rake. I think it's the one by Thinking Anglers, and yeah, cleared some spots. So the left hand one's just on a little bit of silkweed, and the right hand one, well, I've cleared most of the Canadian. So I've got the bead on my lead core sort of a foot up and a relatively long boom, so fingers crossed it's fishing. 40 baits round each. And yeah, the wind's blowing down here nicely now, so let's see what the night brings. Fingers crossed. To be continued. Thursday morning, no carp to report. Quiet night for me. I've been up since 6 watching the water. I've actually seen a couple roll sort of 30 yards out in front of Spring Gates next door. In fact, I saw 3 roll. So. But it still looked very good for a bite in here. The wind's blowing down into this corner. I mean, the only thing I've really seen is a tench roll and potentially a carp. So yeah, I'm half tempted by a move into Spring Gates for tonight, or if not tonight, definitely tomorrow night. Haven't seen those carp roll. I just got the lead and had a lead around next door, and it's clear as a daisy. So I'm half tempted tonight when it gets dark just to put some bait out there and then watch it in the morning, and if they start to show, then that would be my mind made up and do the last sort of 36 hours in that swim. But yeah, no more waffle. I'm gonna crack on and have a look and see if I can find them. So to be continued.
Saturday morning, and I am currently sat in the reed swim.
Lack of footage from this week because nothing really happened. I was fishing in slope swim, those spots at 11 wraps, 10.5 really, and nothing materialised there, so saw some fish in front of reeds yesterday afternoon, made the move down and fishing left hand rod at 12.5 wraps towards the middle of 2 Up and Salt Circle, and the other rod's fished at 15 wraps towards the right hand side of Salt Circle, and both on gravel spots there, which I found after leading around for about half hour. Nothing materialised last night, so just packing up now. No one on the lake's caught anything from what I gather, so I'm not the only one. Nothing's been out since Sunday morning, and the season, only one little stocky's been out, and there's been about 16 anglers on, so it's just switched off. Bad timing, I suppose, but we will be back and to be continued. So from Horton 2019, very frustrated and sad to leave Tom. Over and out.
So it is Sunday the 16th of June and we're back on Horton, currently fishing in Springgates Point. Just got the rods out, arrived a couple of hours ago. Haven't seen anything, but plan is tomorrow there's going to be a draw for the other part of the lake because they've cut half the lake off from spawning. Sorry about the plane. So you can only fish from Spindley Tree and Salt Circle up. So put myself in here, give myself the best chance of viewing the fish in the morning. Just fishing down to the left, you see the hole in the tree there. 5 wraps, between 5 and 6 wraps, and then out, got the 2 trees there, fishing at 12 wraps. Really clean, nice donk down, Ronnie rigs, little cell pop up on the left one, and a white tutti frutti on the right hand rod. And we'll see what the night brings. It's going to get dark soon, get some bait out, get some food, and get an early night. Lovely. So Monday afternoon, just gone 8 PM, and I'm now in Spindley Tree. First proper update of the day. We had the draw at midday today and I came out third and got my second choice swim. This was where I'd seen quite a few fish this morning, lumping out sort of 40 yards out. My first choice was the plateau. They'd been showing in front of the pontoon, about 8 or 9 shows, but got a lovely southwesterly blowing in here now, and yeah, it's looking good. Quite a lot of silkweed out there, but I managed to get a drop on both rods, a bit of an undertow as well. I'm fishing towards 1 Up at 12 wraps, slightly left of it, and then slightly left of the plateau at 10 wraps. Both on hinge stiffs, one on a tutti frutti pop up corn, and the other on a cell with a little topper. So let's see what the night brings. Fingers crossed. Rods are on the spot. Praying to the carp gods for the first fish of the season. Lovely job. Tuesday, just gone 1:30. Quick update. I had a 9.5 pound personal best tench last night. At 11 PM it ripped off. Finally thought I was into a carp, but it turned out to be a tench. Next door, Deeks lost one at 3:30 this morning. And then there was a mid-20 out of Captors and a small stocky out of the Lookout. So a couple of fish out, a few runs, which is a good sign. And as you can see, the rain's just started and I've just had a show over the right hand rod. I was about to reel in and go for a shower and sort myself out, but having seen that, it's obviously changed that plan. So I'll give it another half hour, see what happens, see if there's any more shows, and keeping my fingers well and truly crossed to get off the mark this week after what has been a long gap in between my last capture. So let's see, to be continued. So it's Wednesday evening, just gone 8 o'clock, just set up in the plateau, change of swim for the night.
Got one rod at 12.5 towards sort of where Tench bush swim is, and the other rod at 12.5 towards Spindley, just the right hand side of it. 1 in 6 foot of water, 1 in 11 foot of water on the back of the plateau. But I don't know, 100 baits around each. Not seeing anything at the moment. A lot of fish showing in the far end, so may have to move tomorrow. But going to be up at 3:30, watching the water, find out where they are. 3 nights to go. Fingers crossed we can get off the mark for the season. To be continued.
$34.14.15.
Yeah,
34.14.
just under.
Just like you right. Just. Oh mate. Oh mate. Get her up. Right. Yeah, I just. It's fucking phones. I hate this. I wonder who's on site. I might make a. Before we put her back, I might make a couple of phone calls, see who's on site, because there's some cameraman here that will blow your mind, like. Perfect.
So it's Thursday afternoon, just redone the rods in the plateau swim, fishing the left hand rod actually on the plateau now at 13.5 wraps towards the willow, and then the right hand rod I've just popped down sort of a rod length from where that grebe is. Seen one show sort of the next swim up, matey next door just had a 35 common, so they have moved down. Depends how busy it's going to be. There's people walking around, and if a load of people jump in this bay, then it's going to mess things up. But I'm going to stay one more night in here, and then potentially move into Scooter or Salt Circle for the final night. Depends on where I see the fish. So we'll see what happens. And keeping the fingers well and truly crossed. Still praying and hoping for the first fish of the season. Friday, 21st of June. It's 5 AM, just getting up, watching the water. Martin over in Scooters just landed an upper 30. Had a load of fish down in this corner last night. Must have seen about 30 shows. Had a bait towards them, but no luck. That was at 17.5 wraps. Went down well, come back clean, so they weren't down there, but yeah, they're definitely feeding at the moment. There's been a few shows. Obviously Martin had one just proved that. Just redone the rods, one at the willow at 13.5 wraps and one to the right hand side of Spindley at 12.5. So I'll give it till about 10-11 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll probably move over to Scooter, because Scooter's done sort of 3 bites in the last 3 days, so we'll give it a go. Fingers crossed. Okay, so Friday 21st of June. Just got the rods out for the night, as you can see. Got the left hand rod went out relatively well. Just over 9 wraps towards the right hand side of 1 up. And then the right hand rod towards Salt Circle at 7.5. I put about, I don't know, 10 spoms of corn and crushed boilie over each. And yeah, they've gone down with a donk. I'm fishing slack lines and back leads as well for tonight. But yeah, the wind's died off, unfortunately. The wind was piling into the bay down there on the left. And I've seen quite a few fish showing in front of captors, which isn't ideal.
I've got Dave fishing to my right in Reeds and Levi fishing to my left in Spinley. And yeah, not as many shows as we saw yesterday, so fingers crossed. Gonna have the pack down tomorrow. Bivvy's there, you can't really see it, and Barrow up there ready to go. Having a few glasses of wine before we move off tomorrow, so fingers crossed. Done all I can do, and we'll see what happens in the morning. Over and out. Wednesday morning, it's the 24th of July. So, got down late last night, got down about 9-10 o'clock. After a walk around, managed to get myself in scooter swim. Nothing last night. To be honest, I was so tired from the trip that didn't really spend ages, finding spots. Just went on the spots at 7.5 wraps and 9.5 wraps. 7.5 towards salt and 9.5 towards one up. Ones that I fished last time. It appears the ribbon weeds come up a little bit more, so hopefully it's still presented on top of it, or rather on top of the silkweed. Nothing been out, but I'm just gonna get everything packed down now. We're gonna do a bit of stalking today and then see where we end up tonight. So to be continued. Over and out. So he's chocolate tench. It's a big boy. Not what I'm after, but if you shall seek, you shall find. There you go. Maybe the carp. Typical to find them in a swim you can't fish because there's someone fishing in the swim to my right. Yeah, one right there. I've seen about 10 down there. It's nuts. Just to give you a glimpse, that's K1 and that's Church. So I'm just in between the two. Yeah, there's a carp there. Oh well. That's quick move. A few pouchfuls out of mixers. And yes, bruv, we are off the mark for the season. And it looks like a chunk as well. 30 plus maybe. Yes, bruv. I'm shaking, man. What an epic battle. First fish of the season, 38.8. Taken off the top. Victory baits pop up. And fishing Weedy Bay, where I had my last fish from. New PB. Thanks to Kev for coming around and helping me out. Over the moon. I'm gonna get her back. Ooh. $38.8 off the top, new PB. Happy times.
So it's Thursday morning, just gone 11 AM, back in the scooter swim, and yeah, very quiet night last night, didn't have anything, but what an eventful day yesterday. Unfortunately I didn't have the handy cam with me, but I did have my phone and my phone video camera with me, so I did manage to get some footage, but glad to say I finally got off the mark. Spent the day chasing fish around the lake, fishing on the top. Firstly got them going in the gate, and then the swans and the seagulls cleared me out. And walking back towards the car park, seen about 10 fish in Weedy Bay, got them going, and within 10 minutes had one on. And after an epic battle, that resulted in a new personal best, not only off the top but a new overall personal best of Leicester's at 38.8. So yeah, I'm well over the moon. Like I said, I didn't have the handy cam, but got some good phone footage and some good photos, so at least we got some footage. But yeah, then came into scooter again last night, fishing at 15 wraps in the silt towards the middle of 2 Up and Salt Circle, and then 15 wraps towards Weedy Bay. But nothing last night, it was all quiet, same for everyone else on the lake from what I hear. A few fish showing in front of Plateau and Spindly Tree this morning, but mainly in front of Plateau. Just going to reel in now, go do some shopping and get some bits ready for the competition at Thorny Weir tomorrow with Jamie. So yeah, gonna have a nice chilled day, not too hectic. It's gonna be the hottest day of the year today, so when I get back I'll try and maybe get them on going on the floaters again. But yeah, we'll see, and to be continued. Over and out.
Thursday evening, just moved swim again down in the lodge steps, fishing the margins for the last night. As you can see, the sun's just set. Beautiful evening here on Church Lake. Got one just down underneath that tree, and then one in the hole in the weed in front. But yeah, there's the lodge. Just got everything sorted, just having a final sort out before Thorny Weir tomorrow. Nothing today, spent time in the gate, Weedy Bay and here trying to get them going on the surface, but you know, the odd one came up and took, but didn't really get anything going, so yep, it was worth the effort though. Had a good day with Mike and Wayne. We'll see what the night holds. Fingers crossed. To be continued. Over and out.
Thursday 29th of August, and this is the first update of fourth trip of the year, or fourth session of the year to Horton. Got down late last night, about sort of 8:30, and jumped in Spring Gates. Yeah, nothing through the night. Found 2 lovely spots, one at 12 wraps towards the left of the 2 trees you can see in the distance, and then one slightly left at 9.5. Fishing little Ronnie rigs, little 10mm pop-ups, and I put, I suppose, a kilo over both rods. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So still chance for a morning bite, fingers crossed. Got down actually yesterday morning at 3 AM and walked around the lake. Found some carp in front of the gate swim. Managed to get them going on the top, but unfortunately missed a couple of chances, and then I pulled off at sort of 11 AM and went down to a fishery called Watmore Farm. Had a social with the lads, and yeah, it was a good day's angling. Had quite a few fish. I think I had 8 in total, up to sort of 12 pound, and left there sort of 7 PM and then got down here late last night. So good little day yesterday. Nice to have a bend in the rod, but fingers crossed for a morning carp today. To be continued.
We're recording.
So, it's a hot late last night, jumped in Spring Gates. 10 o'clock this morning, this round off. 38-12. New personal best for me. Again this season. First one off the bottom in a while. Taking on a Victory Baits pop up over a bed of Victory Baits on a little Ronnie rig. As you can tell, I'm absolutely made up. We're going to celebrate tonight, boy.
Yeah, boy!
Awesome. Let's get the photos and get her back.
Sick.
Video?
Yeah. It's recording.
UPB 3812.
Yeah, she's on. Ah, yeah, mate, in that clear water, I can still see it. There it goes, just.
So it's just gone midday on the 29th of August, and as you can see from the footage, I managed to land a fish that we believe is called Guzzler. That is a new PB for me at just under £39, 38.12 I think we finally settled on. So yeah, really happy to be off the mark. It was taken on the right hand rod, fished at 12 wraps towards the trees in front, and yeah, I'm a bit speechless to be honest, so I'll stop the waffle and get some footage later, and hopefully we've got a chance for 1 or 2 more. But we shall see.
So it's the evening of Friday 30th of August, it's just gone 7 PM and I'm now in Captors. Made the move from Springgates where I had guzzler at just under 39. Saw some fish out in front this morning, Deeks was in here and didn't have anything, but they were definitely out there. So yeah, moved in here today. Just got the rod set up, 22 wraps towards the blank. As per usual on that hard spot, both went down really well. It's home for the night. I'm just going to put everything away and then finally sit down and relax as the evening winds in. So fingers crossed, and to be continued.
Did you film it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems to, yeah, he looks alright.
Is it in shot?
Yeah, it's alright.
Okay, so Saturday morning and fishing Captors. Just gone 8 AM and just had this 34-12 common off the baited spot. Great start to the morning. The biggest common out of here actually, so proper over the moon with this one. Yeah, happy times. Lots of words. That's the one. Right, let's get some photos and get her back. Buzz it. Sunday 1st of September, and as you can see, one rod is out of the water and we've got another carp in the net. Taken on the right hand rod, 21 wraps towards the blank swim. Only gave me a couple of bleeps this fish, just saw the rod tip tap in, hit into it and found it had moved 40 yards down the lake. Crazy when you think I've even got braid on, so yeah, gonna get her out, get her weighed, see what we got. Lovely. So September 1st, just gone 8 in the morning, fishing Captors, and had this 33.5 on the right hand rod, taking at 21 wraps. Not sure which fish it is, but we'll find out later in the lodge. Yeah, amazing session, third fish of the session. It's all started to come good. Shame I have to go, so packing up in 5 minutes. But yeah, if this is the last one, what a lovely carp to end it on.